Le Shinde and Tagoma the Regadi and Kate Piscano Ella will now take leaders' questions under Standing Order 36, and I call Deputy Mary Lou McDonald, please.
Corla, and can I just welcome the fact, Corla, that there will be an opportunity to hear from the Minister for Health today on the issue of that horrific turn of events in the maternity hospital in Cork. Taoiseach, in October 2018, the government announced an affordable housing fund. It was worth 310 million, and it was to deliver 6,200 homes to rent or buy over a 3-year period. In your Budget Day speech at that time, Taoiseach, you claimed this fund as a result of Fianna Fáil influence over government. I wonder, can you claim also the fact that this plan was an absolute failure? Because 0 affordable homes to rent or buy were delivered in 2019, and 0 affordable homes to rent or buy were delivered in 2020. And Taoiseach, in response to a parliamentary question from my colleague Owen O'Brien, Minister Darragh O'Brien has confirmed that only 8 affordable homes to purchase will be delivered by this government by the end of 2021. The Minister, who believes the property market isn't out of control, will only have delivered 8 genuinely affordable homes to buy this year. So is it any wonder that we have a housing crisis? Near Curthur Fall Ucht Jack in Vacna Civilian Sho. Is Scanale Sho agus Maslag Dove Shu the Tosanahe Cigar came Tihiokta Sho. To spawn and shay goil to Ektep Hihiokta. Taoiseach, you're now in government 15 months. The fund that I referred to was in place before you took office. You have said many times that housing will be your priority. You've said that you want to give working people a chance to own their own homes. But are you seriously telling me that this can actually be achieved by you when your government will deliver only 8 affordable homes to buy this year? It seems that Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael refuse to change. You simply recycle failed policies, the policies that got us into this mess in the first place, and we see this in Darragh O'Brien's plan. It caters for the interests of big developers, large landowners, institutional investors first and foremost, and not those in housing need. You won't invest enough money in delivering affordable homes through councils and approved housing bodies, because those would be homes that people could actually buy. You see, for you it seems housing is all about the profits of the private sector and government initiatives that are really about lining the pockets of developers. And you continue down that road relentlessly. And you know full well that so many are stuck paying massive rents, forking out as much as €2,000 a month. I don't know how you put together a deposit for a house when you're paying that kind of rent. And now, through this parliamentary question, we have it confirmed for us that only 8 genuinely affordable homes will be delivered this year. I think that's a slap in the face to every person who's in housing need across the state. I want to ask you, therefore, Taoiseach, do you accept that this scheme has been an utter failure? And can you explain to us how it is that you will only deliver 8 affordable homes this year?
Thank you, Deputy. Taoiseach.
First of all, I reject the assertions of the Deputy in terms of the essence of this government's housing policy, which is very much focused on affordable homes, contrary to the party opposite's position on affordable housing for the last number of years, because you've consistently opposed home ownership. You have voted against every affordability measure at every turn. The Help to Buy scheme in particular, which has helped 22,000 people to get onto the property market. You oppose that. You oppose over 6,000 homes in Dublin City Council and Fingal County Council. And you, right across the board, you've opposed projects that had significant affordable component parts in those particular schemes. From the government's perspective, we were not in government in 2018. We are in government for 15 months. And of those 15 months, there's been 2 significant lockdowns, which has impacted in terms of house construction. But the Minister has spent that time in putting a legislative foundation in terms of the affordability bill and in terms of other measures to ensure a number of schemes and has resourced them, and they are resourced in the Housing for All strategy, that will make thousands of affordable homes available over the next number of years. And up to 36,000 affordable purchase homes, state intervention will be provided for in the context of that plan. That's in addition to 90,000 social homes and up to 18,000 cost rental homes. And these are clear targets in the Housing for All strategy. That is backed up by $4 billion per annum now by government resources and has been approved by government. And so on the legislative front, the Minister has put in the legislative underpinning for affordable homes. He's engaged with the local authorities in terms of a local authority-led scheme and approach in terms of affordable homes, and also in terms of providing the necessary financial support to approve social housing bodies, which you referenced in your comments. Found that striking, because the opposite is the case. We are resourcing the approved housing bodies very significantly in terms of their particular objective on the social housing front. That initiative in 2018 didn't lead to affordable home provision. We were not in an executive position to determine that or deliver that. We are now. We are now. And I'm very focused on delivering on the commitments within the Housing for All strategy, now that we are emerging from COVID-19, and progress is being made in relation to a number of programmes. The first affordable homes will be developed in Borboy in Cork this year, and the engagement has happened with local authorities. The reform of the Service Sites Initiative scheme is one example of that, and there's a range of other measures. The legislation in terms of the delivery mechanisms that will be required to get affordable homes built in this country and to enable people to afford the cost of houses. So tá Elaine Orris ach bhfuil béim file ag an ara tithe a chuir a fáil do ghine anas go méid siad an án iad cheannach le price réasúnta agus sin atá a grí lár policy an rialtais ó thaobh cuasaí taíochta de agus beimiigh déanamh gach céan iireacht a bhd níos mó tithe a thógáil im líne agus an bhliain se chuing ná mar a bhí mar an ána dhéanamh leling an bandéim. Mar níl an áras ach go raibh daithionachar, droithionachar gom na scéil ar an víras crónach ar an méid tithe a bhí mar an án a thógáil im líne ach tá feabhas ag tachtar an scéil lánaí ag lé.
Well, you see, Taoiseach, you're big on numbers, big on targets, and very, very low on delivery. That's the reality. And you can't actually spoof your way out of this one, because I have a reply from your minister dated the 21st of this month, which makes it clear that the sum total of 8 affordable homes for purchase will be delivered by the end of this year. 8. At a time, well, you know that, and not a surprise, but I have to tell you, it's a surprise.
It's not.
It's a surprise to people who are looking to put a roof over their heads. You've been involved in
all the housing debates all year.
We have a housing emergency. You have said that housing policy will be front and centre, that you understand the depths of this emergency, when you clearly don't. You sat there in a state of self-satisfaction when 8 affordable homes, no more than 8, will be delivered by the end of this year. I think that is scandalous. I think you ought to be ashamed, Taoiseach, that this is your record in government. Can you explain to people who wish to put an affordable roof over their heads, how it is that only 8 homes will be delivered by the end of this year. People deserve a full explanation and accountability for that.
Taoiseach. With the greatest respect, Deputy, what I think is scandalous, that your party opposed 975 homes that were due to be built in Clondalkin. What I think is, and had 20% social housing. What I think is scandalous that you oppose 500 homes in Tala, of which 80% would be social or affordable purchase homes. What I think is scandalous is you oppose 278 homes in Swords. You voted against 1,200 social, affordable and private homes in Ballymastone and Donabate. That is what is scandalous. The hypocrisy that emanates from you and your party when it comes to housing provision in this country. Now, what Minister Darragh Bryan has said very clearly, he has put in place the building blocks for the development of a comprehensive, affordable housing programme. 36,000 affordable purchase homes under Housing for All. The First Home scheme for first-time buyers will enable people to buy a home through government help to bridge the gap between the finance they have and the cost of a home. The Local Authority Affordable Purchase Scheme will make available homes at an average cost of $250,000 across the country. The Reformed Local Authority Home Loan Scheme as well, with reduced interest rates for all new applicants, will see more single people eligible for state-backed mortgages. He has put in place the legislation. You knew he was doing that last year. So don't come in here feigning surprise with statistics from a PQ which you knew the answer to already. You knew that. But this is about you exploiting the housing crisis for your ends. It's not about genuinely trying to help people who need housing. All you are about, Deputy, and have consistently been about, is exploiting the housing crisis for your electoral gain.
Corla, can I just inquire and ask for your guidance as Cathaoirleach in this House? The objective of this session is that questions are put to the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach attempts, to the best of his ability, however limited that might be, to answer the questions.
We're not going to have a debate, Deputy, please.
I don't believe that it ought to be for the head of government to go off and I divert.
You're bringing the House into disrepute.
Cathaoirleach, I resume my seat. What brings this House into disrepute is that kind of blather that we have had to listen to for the last month, with no answers to very important...
Please resume your seat, Deputy. Deputy Alan Kelly on behalf of the Labour Party, please.